Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to your morning cup. Today's Monday, April 12th, 2021. I'm your host, Dubby Dubois. Um, just happy to be here with you guys. Uh, the weekend. I like my weekend. I got to watch a lot of baseball. Nice day today here. I got to watch a lot of baseball, a little WrestleMania, had some good conversations this weekend, been around good people, just trying to, everything is good. Remember, mental, physical, spiritual, you know. So, speaking of mental, physical, and spiritual, a little bit another. We call it a part two of DMX because that's the last episode I did. I did a DMX video. So, basically, with DMX died about 3 days ago on the 9th of April. Okay, and we knew he was in grave situation days before that. So, his name has been in the news hardcore for about a week now, right? And all through his passing, and of course when the great MC passed, he got tons of support, tons of love from all angles, from all ages, and like I said on the video, all colors, all creeds, everywhere, worldwide. DMX, social media, mad love, a lot of different feelings, but a lot of people had opinions, including myself, and I'm sure all of you guys. So, with that comes the flip side of it. There's always a flip side. The flip side is the detractors, the hate, the negative, the kinetic energy. The people gonna be like, yo, F DMX, this, who cares? Drug addict, rapist, misogynist, homophobic, criminal. All of those hardcore bullet words come out, and all of those words come with a story. When you talk about DMX, there's a story to all of those. And the reason, and a lot of people are saying Twitter. A lot of people come out, feminists, LGBT groups, law and justice, law and order, LEOs. Everyone has something to say because they're like, yo, you guys are worshiping this guy, but whatever, man. We're talking about the music, man. And we're talking about a man that was understood by many and misunderstood by many more. You understand? But the people who did understand, they showed their support. And when here goes a little bit of what they're complaining about. Here, this is from DMX's 2003 hit song, "Where the Hood At." Here goes some lyrics. Quote, Man, cats don't know what it's gonna be. Fucking with a nigga like me, D to the M to the X. Last I heard, y'all niggas was having sex with the same sex. I show no love to homo thugs. Empty out, reloaded, and throw more slugs. How you gonna explain fucking a man? Even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. I don't bunk with chumps for those who've been to jail. That's the cats with the Kool-Aid on his lips and the pumps. I don't fuck with niggas that think they brawls. Only niggas ought to be one way, and that's the dog. Quote, DMX. That was off of his hit song, "Where the Hood At." "Where the Hood At" charted high. It had a video, and I believe there was some some cinematics where it contained what he was rapping about, the homophobia, guys dressed up and getting whatever in the video. Check the video out. It's on you. You guys can check the video out. It's 18 years old. It's 18 years old. And they're bringing it up now. And the thing that's funny is DMX probably is the type of man, he's a very Christian man. He's a very God-fearing man with all his mistakes and his open bookness. And some people could be like, how? If you're like that and you go to jail and you do drugs and you talk about violence, how are you a God-fearing man? Well, it's hard to explain to you, it gets deeper. So I'm not going to even start that now. If you know, you know. We're made in his form, but we're not him. We are filled with imperfections and sin. So I think if you were gay or offended because you're pro LGBT and that offended you, I think it should have been addressed to DMX when he was here, because I think he would have done his best to correct it. I think X would have understood. I'm not saying he would have catered to your kiss your ass, but there would have definitely been a dialogue. He wouldn't be like, fuck you. He wouldn't have been like that. I don't think he would have been like that because, you know, he evolved too. This is from 18 years ago. The man evolved. He died at 50. This is when he was 31. And this was a different era. And I'm sure he's had that conversation with people, but it's like the fact that we haven't seen it on the internet, so it didn't happen. But how do y'all know? Just because it's like until we put it on the net, it didn't happen. You know? Like, I find myself doing that shit too. Like, I'll post my runs and shit, you know, and I'm doing great time on my little runs. I'm gonna do one today. And I'll be like, why you feel like you got, you know? It's like, it didn't happen. Like, you know, let me show that I did it. You know, why? Why, we're all guilty of that shit. That shit is bullshit. I'm just keeping it real, man. I just keep it on it. I'm gonna do it again. I probably in the most, but we like it. But we would like to be acknowledged in this era like that. And there's dosages and there's levels to it, you know? But we don't know if DMX talked to anybody or his feelings changed when it came to homosexuals and transsexuals and all. We don't know. Maybe he was like, nah, man, you know, like, because it's been different, you know. Like me, I'd be like, yo, I definitely be 100%, yo, let the homosexuals, let transsexuals, let them do their thing, let them live. That shit really, I know it sounds cliche-ish and kind of, yeah, whatever at this point, but it really has no bearing on my life. Whatever people do, I love who I love, my peoples are my peoples, whatever you is, you my peoples, you my peoples. So, here goes some more lyrics. The rape lyrics, very harsh lyrics. Again, this came from X's Coming, and this is almost 20 years ago. And if you got a daughter older than 15, I'm gonna rape her. Do you take her on the living room floor right there in front of you? Take action seriously, what you wanna do. Frustrating, isn't it? You wanna kill me, but I'm gonna kill you. Now watch me fuck this a little while longer, please, will you? You know, very, very strong, you know, very abrasive and, you know, criminal lyrics, which, you know, talk about sexual assault to a minor. And, you know, but, you know, in the art, believe it or not, or however you want to take it, if you want to, you know, in the context of the music, it's about criminal activity, and I'm talking about him trying to hurt the father, her father, whoever, you know, it's imaginary, yo. You know, it's cinematic. And it came out of his mind, so he looks deranged, you know, who isn't a little bit, but I definitely get it, you know. You know what's funny about this? Quavo confirms that he repoed Saweetie's Bentley. That nigga petty as hell. That nigga Quavo petty as hell. But nah, the music, you'll never see lyrics like this again. So, you know, it's a different era. And it's funny to me, yo, because it brings me to this cover. So that's how Quavo came for that Bentley. Yo, Quavo didn't beat on her nothing. She was trying to take his bag. Yo, the story, the real story and the story that everyone's telling is always a beef between that. You know what I mean? The truth, and then the story that the people who are telling the truth story, how they tell it, you know? Because he not beating that girl. Quavo ain't even. Yo, so like this cover right here, the beloved royal of Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, Buckingham Palace Philip. You know what I mean? He passed away at 99 years old, and there's a headline: "Beloved royal is gone at the age of 99." And here's DMX, the rapper, brilliant but troubled. Musician dies at 50. And in the little caption here, DMX put his heart and soul into his music. Prince Philip, a class act for 99 years. Prince Philip married the queen, the woman we know as Queen Elizabeth now, when she was 12 years old. And she bore children for him at 14. She ended up having 4. You know, he was 26 when he married her. He's been a class act his whole life, you know? You know, they know that. New York Post knows that. Everybody knows that. Who knows? And if you didn't know, now you know. And he is put on a pedestal. Why? What's the excuse other than his skin tone? Is it because it was a different time, perhaps? They want to use that as an excuse? Cool. Fine. He married her in I don't know, shit. In like 40 something, 41, some shit like that. I'm not sure. But he married her, it was a long time ago. It was 70 years ago. It was over 70 years ago. So they're going to say times change, you know. I say we'll take that crap. We'll take that. So now with X, when it came to X and his music being homophobic or promoting rape, he doesn't get that same courtesy. Their time change, X, you know, and that's funny to me. And X, on the same token, X was raped when he was a young boy, when he was about 12 years old. On the flip side, you know, Phillips was doing the raping. X was being raped as a young boy at 12 years old. You know. So there's levels to this shit, and you know all of this stuff comes around, man. This toxicity is festers within families and shit. X grew up in that toxic environment. Philip and them, you know, they're just an incestual family because the Queen was his cousin. Queen Elizabeth is his first cousin, and she was 14, and she had children from him. So yes, the royal family is born from incestual relationships. As you guys, a lot of you guys already know that. The same royal family, you know, that what's her name? Meghan Markle is married, is in, yeah, the prince, her husband, her boo, he comes from there, from incestuous genetics, so to speak. So, but that's funny, man. Trouble rapper dies at 50. You guys see my point. I mean, I just think it's disgusting, and they're still doing this to black people in the media. And the only difference is, like I said, he was a victim of rape. I'm not saying DMX didn't the lyrics, you know, and I know he's been in trouble. He's been accused, accusations. I understand. Trust me. You can go look at his shit if you want to. If you want to go look for yourself. But you know, like I said, man, a lot of times we separate the music. We can't separate the music from the artist, but we could separate, you know, this shit, Philip, from that into his fame and rose. Because look at him. Look how they got him portrayed. Beloved royal, class act. All right. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to X on the way out. I just want to hear X because, like I said, X was a good dude. I mean, you know, he was, as far as from my vantage point, I can't say he's a good dude, but he looked like he gave a shit. You know, he understood, and he worried about people. Like Swiss Beats said, he worried about people more than he understood. And I could feel that. I could relate to it. One of my homegirls who I used to work with, I saw her on Instagram. She was talking about, you know, she ain't going to make this shit up. You know, X was everywhere. I've heard stories about X all the time. She talking about how they was on Miami Beach and X was there, and the X was talking to her and her friends. You know, X was mingling with them, and then their homeboy was there, and he asked X if he could hold a bike, and X was like, yeah, go ahead. Just don't crash. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like, famous person, platinum artist here, hold my bike. You know, that's how he was for the people. Whatever, just a bike. You know? Yo, man. X had that shit. He had that glow. That's why he's been in the news all week. You know, he's passed away a couple days ago, and you know, like I said, he was sick. He was sick. Man, he was on ICU, on a respirator, all that stuff. He was on the machine for 4 days before that. So, you know, and he's in the news continuously. Like, I haven't seen this shit like this. It's like Michael Jackson died or some shit. I swear, man. Like, who else, yo? Who else in the last 10 years passed away and musician? Oh, Kobe, of course. Kobe. But how about a rapper? Or musician? All right. Anyway, listen to X. I'm going to get out of here.
A time for crying, and a time for laughing. A time for mourning, and a time for dancing. A time for throwing stones, a time for embracing, and a time for avoiding embraces. A time for, a time for embracing, and a time for avoiding embraces. What? Come on. A time for searching, and a time for losing. A time for keeping, and a time for throwing away. A time for tearing, a time for repairing. A time for keeping silent, and a time for speaking. A time for loving, and a time for hating. A time for war, a time for peace. I mean, like I said, it goes back to, you know, you gonna start with a prayer, you gonna do some prayer? Yo, there are no words more powerful in the book. And your prayer, your own prayer.
Yeah, the sun's gonna still shine. But in closing, X, you see right there with the prayer and everything. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you, everybody. You know, have a new week. Today's Monday. So, you know, new opportunities, new beginnings. You know, remember, mind. You don't have the body if you don't have the mind. Mind, body, soul. You know, spirit. You know, like X said, start with a prayer. For real, I agree with that. You know, so I'll see you guys next time.
Bitch ass nigga, hey, get the fuck